Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. We're here around the Castle Osterfair area, and in between episodes, one of either the Hawkmen or the Gargoyles, they dropped this gremlin's tail, but don't worry about it, it's cursed, so don't equip it. I think it has the opposite effect of the Dragon's Bane. As for the gremlin's tail, gives spells like sleep and stop spell, I think a 100% hit rate on your party or something like that, but don't worry about it, just sell it. I think it sells for about 1,000 gold. And here we're back in Osterfair. There's a couple more things we can do here. Last time I came here, I just came here for the treasure. And we're going to sell that gremlin's tail. About 1,100 gold, that's pretty nice. It'll go to my Shield of Strength fund. But before we talk to the king, there's another little item that I want to get. What the hell, let's talk to this fortune teller. This guy's pretty worthless. I think most fortune tellers in video games are pretty worthless. Now since you have game facts. And if you come up here, there would be an NPC up here, but yeah, I screwed it up. I talked to him in between episodes, but he'll just say, oh, please let me out, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, if you search around here, you get a strength seed, and I'm going to give that to Stannis. Yeah, I made a mistake and talked to him off screen. He'll just say, yeah, thanks for letting me out, and he'll just run away. Really didn't miss anything. I don't care about the purple Kool-Aid. Yeah, I think the water flying cloth that Arya has protects against some certain barriers. But now we want to talk to the king. First we're going to talk to the little puff puff bunny ladies. Yeah, no shit, you're the king of the castle. Grrr. I guess we gotta fight the hound. No, it's just a saber lion. I'm thinking the NES version is a saber tiger. Basically what you want to do is just rip him of all his defense and have Stannis attack. He's pretty resistant to magic. I don't think this is gonna work. Nah, I figure not. Saber Lion has a little bit above 100 HP. He's a little bit stronger than your normal Saber Lion you'll fight in the random battles, of course. As with most boss type enemies in this game. One more attack should do him in. Alright, we got him. Not really that tough. Game should have gave us at least 2 or 3 Saber Lions to fight. Although I think this is one of the first crests you're intended to get. The Moon Crest. And now we have all 4, well, we have 4 crests, we're missing the other one. We won't be able to get that for quite a while. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rest up in an inn and take a pause break. Alright, I'm back. There's one more NPC I want to talk to. He'll tell you about the echoing flute and minor clues about the locations of the other 5 crests. We've already got the one in the castle tower, and monolith. The only one we're missing is the one in the cave, and that one is in the cave the Roan. We won't be heading there for quite a while. Yeah, the NPCs are a lot useful in this version than in the NES game. Nah, we don't need to do any of that stuff. Alright, we're here outside the town of Osterfair, or the castle Osterfair. Figure I'd show off some of the enemies that's around here. Here's one enemy, the Evil Tree. They have about, I think about 55, 60 HP, something like that. One Fireband should take them out. They're pretty resistant to sleep. Well, I got one of them. Yeah, I only got one of them, but it doesn't matter anyways. More 69 damage. Yeah, they also do the little strange jig. Luckily, they did the strange jig on a person that doesn't have no magic, so stupid AI there. Just lower their defense so even Tyrion can take them out in one hit. Alright, let's scout around for any more enemies. Here we have, well, not really a new enemy, the Gas. You could have fought that Gas around the Toon area. I don't think I ran into him then. Yeah, they have a lot of defense. Basically want to just use magic against the Gas. Firebane should wipe out all these clowns. Still don't know what what magic the sorcerer uses. Oh well. Alright, here we have another enemy, a group of metal slimes. Yeah, these group of metal slimes battles they're a lot easier than the NES version, because in this version, you really can only do 1 damage to the metal slimes. In the NES version, you could do more damage to them. So basically all 7 of these will probably escape before I even attempt to kill one of them. So it's really not worth it, in my opinion. You know, unless you're lucky enough to get a critical hit on a couple of them. So it's still better just fighting the metal slimes around the Moonbrook area, because there's only one of them. Yeah, you see there, I got a critical hit, and I just got lucky. A lot of experience, though. Alright, now it's time to head toward a new town. I gotta fight all the enemies around this area. In that town is the town of Beran. And how to get there, you want to loop the map from the east to the west, and that's pretty much the fastest way to get there. You can use the traveler shrines, but once again, I've never used them. It's just a lot easier sailing. Let's put the rappels back on. They seem to be working today. Just want to loop the map from the east to the west, and eventually you'll get to the continent where Beran is. Yeah, see that shrine up there? You could have traveled to that shrine and head down if you wanted to. Yeah, I know some people love using the shrines, but I care less. Enemies out at sea seem to give more gold. With exception to the gold orcs, which I'll be fighting probably in the next episode. And here's the town of Beran, and before I get ambushed by goopies, and yeah, he tried to call for help, but they're not that stupid. These guys are for ambushing me. Yeah, these guys are pretty weak. As you can see, they like to call more goopies. They really don't do any damage. They're pretty much a waste. Even Arya can take one of those goopies out. And this is the town that we need to head to, the town of Beran. Come on, get in the damn hole. Oh, I thought this guy was gonna say, oh, welcome to Beran. Where's the Walmart greeter at the... Here he is. City of Water. It's Dane Jaorus. That little typo error there. Anyways, you want to talk to this guy. Since we have the Step Guard spell, I think those barriers do about 15 to 30 damage if you don't have the Step Guard spell. Yeah, and he'll give you a clue on how to get to Rome. Yes, and that gate is to the left of him. I know from experience. Whatever, guy. I guess he means experience. Yeah, the monolith exit is right there to the left of him. I think in the NES version, he's like useless. He says, yo, how'd you get here? Something like that. I don't know, I forgot. Thunder Sword. Yeah, you won't be able to get that until you get to Rome. The cave that leads to Rome. Alright, I already know about that. That's the lottery office if you want to play the lottery. I could care less for the lottery right now. Care more about getting that second shield of strength. Although it has less defense than the Edric sword, I really don't. I mean the Edric shield. Yeah, at least the World Tree. Yeah, I'm still gonna give it to Stannis just so he can use it as an item in battle to cast Heal More on himself, and Arya as well. When I get my third shield of strength. And this guy will tell you that where the location of the Sun Crest is, but I already got the Sun Crest. I already know about this too. Yeah, a lot of the NPCs, they'll tell you about where the crests are and all the other items that you might have missed. Destruction rains from the heavens. Yeah, that's the only Lavos reference I can think of at that moment. Yeah, I already know about the World of the Leaf Tree. I already have one in my inventory. And that guy up there you can talk to save your game. if you want to. I'll probably do that later. Yeah, they'll tell you what the King of Osterfair has the Moon Crest, but I've already done that in this episode. I don't need to do any of this stuff. But how to get to Cave the Roan, you go up here, use the Jailer's Key, I believe, or the Golden Key to get there, but we don't have the items to get to Roan yet. And also there's an interesting bug in this game with an inn. What the hell, I'll show it off. Yeah, I'm going to create a separate save file, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and by the way, you do not want to rest at this inn here, but I'm just doing this just to show off a bug. I already created a separate save file, and if you rest at this inn, yeah, that would be Tyrion, and he's sick, I guess, affected by Hargon's curse, or the mist, or Sin's toxin, whatever cheap gimmick they have in RPGs. And what you want to do is you want to go back and get the Leaf of the World Tree, and you come back here and you give it to him. But if you give him the Leaf of the World Tree, which I already have in my inventory, I got it a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, you see how the text is a little bit buggy now, and all the Arya and Tyrion is switched up there. Alright, Tyrion has recovered. But as you see, the text is all fucked up. And basically the text goes in a loop. Yeah, your game is locked up, and you're pretty much blocked by invisible text walls. So, don't sleep at the inn in this town. It'll lock up your game, and you'll be pretty pissed off. Alright, I just reloaded my other save file. Yeah, don't sleep at the inn here. So this is one of the areas where I'm gonna have to be forced to abuse the Wizard's Ring. Because this is the area, like that other guy said, that portal that leads to Roan. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to just abuse the Wizard's Ring to get all my MP back and HP back that way, since I can't use the inn. Alright, here we have a new enemy, the Orc. Don't think we fought these guys before. Firebane should one-shot all these guys. If not, they are susceptible to sleep. I couldn't get that Orc. Yeah, they do have about around 60 HP. Orcs can be pretty easily put to sleep. Even the gold Orcs. Not really that tough. Especially if you have Firebane. Here's another two new enemies, Titan Tree and Basilisk. Yeah, I think you could counter that Basilisk in Charlotte Castle, but nah, I don't think I did. Same thing, just Firebane wipes them out. These Titan trees are more susceptible to sleep than the evil trees, so you can use that. Use defense as well. We're gonna go with that. I think the Titan trees are a weaker version of the evil trees we fought in the beginning of the episode, around the Osterfair area. Those basilisks can poison you, but nah, who cares about poison? Got more Titan trees, Firebane, or you can put them to sleep. Yeah, they are susceptible to sleep. You can put them to sleep, or Tyrion can use Firebane and pretty much put them to sleep permanently. The choice is yours. I dropped the treasure chest. Oh, we got a wizard's wand. Not really that strong, but it's good enough to sell. It sells for about 1,500 gold. And that's pretty much enough to get my second Shield of Strength. Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. I just figured I'd show off a small tutorial episode on how to bypass a glitch here in Beran. Now, normally if you sleep at the inn, you'll trigger a side quest where the Prince of Canak will be cursed by Hargon, I guess, and then you have to use the Leaf of the World Tree to lift the curse, but yeah, then the game fucks up and then you'll get into an endless text loop. Yeah, like those endless stairs in Super Mario 64. But there's an easy way to bypass this side quest. And how to do that? You kill the Prince of Canak. Let's make sure he's ripe and dead. And now if you go to the inn, and yeah, I'm using a separate save file, by the way. If you sleep at the inn, if the Prince of Canock is dead, then you won't trigger that side quest. You can rest here normally. So you can see Stannis and Arya got their HP and MP back. And the easy way to revive the Prince of Canock is, well, go to the priest and revive him. Yeah, it is a bit costly, but, you know, by the end of the game, money shouldn't be that much of a problem. It kind of sucks that this is the town that leads to Roan, so you want to rest up at the end, but it's blocked by invisible text walls, so you're gonna have to either abuse wizard's rings with save states or just do what I do in this video. And there's another translated version of this game. You can sleep at the inn normally, although that version has its bugs as well, but I think it has all the Japanese names for the towns and enemies, sort of like the Game Boy Color version, which I could care less for. I think Maidenhall is named Laurasia, and Hamlin is called Moon Penis or some Mickey Mouse nonsense. I don't care about those versions. I grew up with the legendary's hero's name was Erdrick, not Loto or Roto-Rooter or whatever. You know, Loto sounds like a fairy from a Zelda game. I care less for those translated versions. And to think of it, what the hell's an Erdrick anyways? Alright, we're back with more Dragon Quest II. All set and ready to take on the Tower of the Moon. We're here around south of the Toon village area. And off screen I went and bought another Shield of Strength. I actually gave that one to Arya. You know, and although she can't equip it, you know, she can still use it as an item in battle to cast Heal More on herself. So hopefully, by the time I get to Roan, I should have enough money for a third Shield of Strength. Good thing about this area, the random battles aren't that frequent. And south of there, it's just a dead end, so don't worry about it. Here we have some new enemies, Mummy, Evil Eyes. You want to kill the Evil Eyes as quickly as possible because, yeah, they're one of those annoying enemies that do the strange jig that steal up your MP. Firebane should take care of the Evil Eye. If not, I already have Stannis and Tyrion attacking that Evil Eye. These mummies, they have around about 60 to 70 HP, something around there, that area. They're not really that tough. Wow, 154 damage. And you want to grab this chest. I think it contains a strength seed. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'll give that to Stannis off screen. Yeah, there's a couple of stat boosting items in this area that are in the treasure chest, so I suggest getting them all. That staircase is just a dead end. You want to head to this staircase, but first you want to grab this chest here. Then we get a magic acorn. Better than a guardian acorn. Well, actually it is. Literally and figuratively. Here we have new enemies for this area. Puppet Man, Gold Orc. We fought the Puppet Man before. Want to take him out first because, well, of course, he can use that stupid strange jig to take away your MP. Gold Orcs, just like his brother, the regular orc from Mork, or whatever his name is, they're all susceptible to sleep. Take out whatever goons that's next to him and just put the Gold Orc to sleep. Kill him last. I don't know what type of attacks the Gold Orc has. I always put him to sleep, so... And unfortunately, he doesn't live long enough for me to find out. Down there, just dead ends, I think. First you want to come down here and grab all this junk here. 279 gold. Not that bad. Not that good, but more importantly we get the defense seed. Yeah, I'm going to give that to Tyrion in between episodes. Only one way to go, and that's up. Just like all the towers. But unlike here, you want to go through this, go down there first, but first you want to come up here. This leads to a wizard's ring if you want to get that. Well, obviously you do. If you're playing this version, that inn in the last episode is bugged, so you're gonna have to use the wizard's rings with save states to get all my MP and HP back in that area. Oh well. Just want to careen over here, don't want to fall down. Here we have some more new enemies for this area, the gargoyles and evil clowns. Annoyingly, they put the gargoyles in separate groups. Firebane should wipe out all these losers. They are a little bit susceptible to sleep, but I really don't care. I think the evil clown can cast Firebane as well, but he's not going to get a chance to. Just kill them all with wildfire. Yeah, Tyrion should have done that to his father Tywin instead of just shooting the hand on a can. Come on, don't bump into the walls. Now we want to backtrack to this area here. Open this up. I think it's a silver key to open up all these doors in the dungeons. Yeah, let's find out. Yeah, it is a silver key. Yeah, now it's just a straight shot to the Moon Fragment, which is the item that we're after in this area. Yeah, that is decided. 60. Yeah, another textastrophe there. But anyways, we get the Moon Fragment. And the Moon Fragment is used to open up a certain area. I think there's an NPC somewhere that tells you how to use it, but I'll probably talk to him, but nah, I forgot. But Moon Fragment, you go to a certain area, you do something, and then it opens up another area we need to head to. Nah. More gold orcs, Puppet Man. And around this area is a pretty good pretty good area to do gold grinding. So around this floor you can meet up with multiple gold orcs in one battle. They do give a lot of gold though, like 250, 300 gold a pop, so probably will be doing some gold grinding in this area. Just to get that third shield of strength. You can see how much gold they give. Alright, Stannis rolls level 21. Yeah, good boost in strength there. Wow, 610 gold, yeah. Although the bad thing is that the random encounters aren't that frequent though, just like in the ocean. But you can always just fast forward the emulator, so it doesn't matter to me. There's another group of enemies I want to encounter here. I think we fought them before, but not for this area. Oh, there they go, the Horks. Mork from Hork. Nah, I couldn't think of the Mork and Mindy reference. I haven't watched that show in years. Anyways, you want to put the vampires to sleep, of course. I think these Horks are a little bit stronger version of the ghouls. Wow, a ton of damage. Yeah, just burn them all, Tyrion. Burn them all. Fireball? Really? Get the fuck out of here. You fucking fireball. This late in the game? Alright, we've done all we can in this area. And now we're going to put that Moon Fragment to use. First you want to do is get out of this little stupid narrow... Ah, damn it. Wrong way. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go head back and rest up at the inn. Not before I take on 4 hunters. Yeah, of course, these guys hit like trucks. Firebane. And just put them to sleep. And that's the best way to take out hunters. Later on, I think they have a stronger version called the Barbarian or something like that. Berserkers, that's what they're called. You can put them to sleep as well. Yeah, don't waste your time just trying to attack them normally. You either put them to sleep or lower their defense, just pick away at them. Then they're just basically death fodder. Alright, I'm just gonna head back to that inn and heal up off screen. Alright, I'm back. I just went back to the inn, heal up. Wrong way again. I feel like I'm playing pinball on a bumper pool table here. God damn it. Stay in the ship. Ah, for fuck's sake. Get in the ship. What the hell's piloting this ship anyway? Launchpad McQuack? Now once you get out of this little area, you want to head west. Now just one gargoyle, you can take care of him. Stop spell. Why? Yes, I don't know why he's casting stop spell. Anyways, now you just want to head west from this area. Yeah, let's put on the repels. Hope they work. And this continent here is the continent of the Beran area. And now from this continent here, you see that shrine? Now you just want to head west from that shrine. And if you just keep heading west, you'll eventually reach the... I forgot what the place is called, but the area where you need to use the Moon Fragment at. Eventually you keep sailing, you'll see, yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's Osterfair up there to the north. Yeah, if you see Osterfair, you know you're going the right way. And now west from Osterfair, you should be able to reach that area. What you can also do is you can sail south from Maidenhall to get to this area as well. And now here you want to use the Moon Fragment. We'll just raise the Moon Fragment toward the sky. Something happens. Dun 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 dun. Though it reminds me more of Krematoa from Donkey Kong Country 3. And I believe this area is called the Sea Cave or the Ocean Palace, but we'll be exploring this area next time on Let's Play Dragon Quest II, where we'll be exploring through the 7th layer of hell. And here's a crude map of my sailing routes from the last episode and this episode, and the arrows indicated in the blue is my sailing route in the last episode, where I started off in Osterfair, then I headed east to end up on the western part of the map at the town of Beran. And the red arrows are my sailing route in this episode. You see I started off in the Tower of the Moon, then I just headed west to loop the map to the Osterfair continent, and then west from there to the Sea Cave, which we'll be exploring next time on Let's Play Dragon Quest II.